Hello and welcome. We are so happy that you're here. My name is Maria Leyva. I am an Akashic channeler, a quantum healer, and a crystalline grid worker here to help anchor in the light into Earth.
And my name is Kat from Sacred Healing Space. I am a mum, I am a quantum healer, Reiki master, a Shea teacher, and light language channel. Also here to anchor in the Christ consciousness into this earth frequency.
So, as we normally do in our sessions and in this new podcast, let's go ahead and take 3 deep breaths and come into our body. So, let's inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And release. Inhale and feel the light coming into your heart space. And release. Let's start by creating a bubble around ourselves, just feeling our arc, energy all around. And let's become into presence with source light right above our heads, this infinite source of light, of love, of unconditional love. And let's feel our crown reaching to that light, that knowing, to those higher dimensions. And let's see source coming down and hitting our crown, our third eye, our throat chakra. Let's see source light filling in our heart space, our solar plexus, our sacral chakra, our root chakra. And let's feel how the threads of source come down, down, down into Gaia, all the way down to the core of our mother. And let's become that beautiful pillar of light, that beautiful Ashaya frequency, that knowing that we are always connected, as above, so below. Coming back now to this room, to this presence of knowing that we are all connected through the space-time continuum in the quantum field. Thank you so much for joining us. Not only our humans, our human friends, but also our star family, our guides, our ancestors, our angels, our dragons. Let's just fill in the room with all of that beautiful light, that beautiful frequency.
That was beautiful, Maria.
Thank you. Thank you to our guides. So today we wanted to talk about sovereignty. I feel that has been coming up a lot over the past couple of months, but also the past couple of centuries and millennia.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like I have had so many incarnations where I have tried to free myself, but this is the incarnation. This is the time now where we can fully remember who we are as light beings, free and sovereign.
absolutely. And that remembrance is something that has allowed me to see where I am free in my day-to-day and where I'm not free. What choices I cannot fully make in my sovereignty, like the air that I breathe, the food that I consume, like what is provided to me that isn't really in alignment with that true freedom.
Yeah, so a lot of my thoughts. So some of my thoughts aren't even free. I feel like I'm still programmed sometimes in that matrix grid, in that the programming of the media, the frequencies, and I have to discern what's going on in my mind space, in the mind grid. That's not mine. Push it out. That's not mine. Push it out. So even in that grid, we are not free yet.
Absolutely. And another thing that my guides have told me is to become that conscious observer of
Yes.
those moments where you see yourself, or you can catch yourself doing things that aren't really in your best interest, or you're not really doing it in your true sovereignty. So my guides have told me, witness those moments, and then come back to yourself, come back to that remembrance that you are always connected to source, and you're living in this human existence. That Ashea frequency, Kat.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's so
isn't
beautiful.
It?
I love it. I love it. That remembrance.
Yeah, but it is so easy to dip in and out of that during the day. So I use the Ashea always to bring me back. Choose to come back to source. Choose to come back. And when we're in that source connection, our mindful connection, we make good choices. We choose from our free will, our most highest timeline moving forth. But it is so easy to slip back into that autopilot, into the matrix grid of that unconscious programming, because that's what we were programmed into.
Absolutely. I feel that when I was born, I was telling my therapist this the other day, that when I was born, I went straight onto a treadmill that was just feeding me the information of the patriarchal system that we currently live in, and all these institutions, and that made me believe one thing, and made me believe that that humans are this little rigid thing that you're supposed to follow a certain timeline based on, I don't know. And now I have learned to understand that we can choose to be many things at once, that we can choose to be in our sovereignty, and express ourselves as however it is that we would like to be expressed. Whatever joy.
And my human did that. My human, in my 3D experience, got married. I had good education, I went to uni, I got a good job, I got a corporate job, I got married, I had children, I worked 9 to 5, and I was so unhappy. I was the unhappiest I have ever been. And it was not until I sat down and went, I need to change something, I need to break free of this. Everything crumbled, and now deconstructed the whole system, broke free of all of that, and happiest I've ever been.
Absolutely. And I feel like the collective is going to feel that. Those who are awake you have already witnessed and gone through the deconstruction process. However, the collective is going to experience that in a very big way right now in 2025, as these hierarchical, patriarchal systems will be crumbling, because it's time for the divine to rise. It's time for the divine masculine to come back to that balance, come back within ourselves as well as within our society.
And mentioning the patriarchal system and breaking free from the patriarchy takes me back to a beautiful process I did with my mentor, and we also did this process together, Maria, and this is a similar process that we're wanting to give to humanity in our 2-2 portal, our free transmission coming up, which we'll speak on later. And what we did was we went back to the very first point, the very first core point of separation, where we were in chains, where the patriarchy system was in place. It was very strong, and it took us back to, we were in rags, we were chained, we were enslaved. So this is back Anunnaki time, when we were enslaved, and we were unable to evolve. So when the human being was created, humans are so powerful. Humans in our conscious expansion form are one of the most powerful beings in this universe. And the Anunnaki they had fear that the humans would out-evolve them. So what actually happened was our brains, so finding your own truth in this, but our brains were separated into the left and the right. And we were dumbed down to this 3D. We were dumbed down so we were easily programmed, easily malleable, easily controlled. And yeah, that's where we have stayed for eons and eons and eons. But when we went through this beautiful process, we saw ourselves there with so many other beings in chains. And when we finally stood up and broke free from those chains, it was so empowering. And this is something that everyone can do within themselves to break free from that. And I know you had a beautiful experience moving through that. Do you feel like speaking into that?
Yes, absolutely. I saw as the divine feminine was in chains, the divine feminine within myself,
Yes.
which happened right a long time ago when the Anunnaki came. And I remember her standing up, and I have this very fighter spirit within me. So I remember just standing up and being like, enough is enough. I am ready to reclaim my sovereignty. It is time for humanity to reclaim its sovereignty. And I looked at them, and there were these big beings, and I'm like, give me the keys. Like, it's time. And they said, like, look down. You have always had the keys. You merely had to remember that you have the power to free yourself, to free your existence into becoming that light being that you know you can become. So that was a very, very empowering moment, that remembrance of like, we don't have to ask those in charge to free us. That is not the way. The way is to come back to ourselves and remember we already have that power within ourselves to free our minds, to free our lives, to create the life in alignment that we know we deserve, because it is time. We are undergoing this beautiful cosmological process where not just us, where it's not just the humans who are ascending, but all as we are all united, we are all one. So if humanity ascends, which is going to be a very big it's going to cause many ripples in the cosmos. So when humanity does ascend, everyone else ascends with us.
Absolutely. And in this now moment, remembering that we are a multidimensional spiritual light being, we are already free. So in that space, in the universal database, in that space right now, we are free. We're just playing this game. So what we're doing is we're freeing ourselves in this reality. It's just amazing. It's just so beautiful. Yeah. Coming into unity, anchoring in that Christ consciousness.
And that's something that I feel that all my star family has really been helping with. My star guides, the Arcturians come up a lot, the Pleiadians, and they love us so much. They are here supporting us during this process, during this ascension process, and they reflect this beautiful knowing, this beautiful unity with Source Creator, the law of the all, right? The law of the one, where we are always connected. And I am trying to balance this knowing of, yes, I am a sovereign being, I am already free, as well as I still have to go to the grocery store and eat like whatever they're providing that isn't really in alignment with my sovereignty. So it's this constant balance, but just seeing these beautiful beings and how they just radiate that unity, that consciousness, that higher frequency, it's really allowing me to grow in my own sovereignty.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Just asking you if there's any other pieces of awareness that wish to come through.
You are already free. I heard that
Beautiful.
really clearly.
Yeah, amazing. You are already free. Yeah, that feels so true. So for this upcoming 2-2 portal, we are so excited. We are hosting our very first transmission together. So please come and join us. We will put the details in the description box below. This will be a free transmission, a galactic channel. We will be providing the space where you can journey back along the time-space continuum to find that very first point where your power was taken away. So we can reclaim our sovereignty. We can break the chains to come into this now moment as free and sovereign. We are already free. We can do this together collectively. So inviting men, women, we are all invited to break these chains.
Absolutely. And men who I feel like have also had the burden, the masculine has had the burden of doing all the atrocities that has been done to the feminine. So being able to release the feminine and the masculine within themselves and be able to transcend all the hurt, all the pain that has been caused through the past millennia. I'm so looking forward to this, Kat, to this transmission, seeing who might want to come in, what frequencies, and I am sure that we're all ready to release that. And we have to first go into that core wound, witness it, and we're going to be able to release that, not just for ourselves, but for the grid, for the earth. That is something that I am so excited to do together. We are going to really bring in that light, bring in those rainbow codes, that higher frequency. And I am so excited to work together to do some beautiful grid work, because releasing the feminine is just very present this year and such a beautiful way to start next month.
Yes, and harnessing these portal energies. So it'll be a energy healing, a light language transmission, galactic channel, all that yummy juicy stuff.
It's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm excited. I'm excited for our first one.
Taking a nice deep breath just to close down this session. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you to our guides, thank you to our star family, and thank you to you for tuning in.
Bye for now.
Bye.